Hey, this is Tom, CEO and co-founder of BuddyBoss, and today I am super excited to talk to you more about the new BuddyBoss app and answer some of the questions we've noticed many of you have been asking over the last few days. And before I start, I just want to say that my team and I are super happy to see everyone's excitement about the new BuddyBoss app. It has been such a pleasure reading everyone's awesome comments on YouTube and Facebook about the new product, and we can't thank you enough for all the kind words. You guys have been amazing. Thank you for that. The BuddyBoss app has been 4 years in the making, and the BuddyBoss team has worked really hard over the years building and refining what is now the new BuddyBoss app. So it is with lots of joy and emotions that we've been reading your comments on Facebook and YouTube about the new product. Our team is super excited for the opportunity to help you take your member engagement to the next level, grow your community, and increase the value both you and your members or students are getting from your community or online courses. Many of the questions everyone had prior to the launch were covered in our launch video, but I noticed that many of you still had more questions or things you were not sure about. So I went ahead and made a list of questions that I saw come up a lot, and we can now go through them. Steve asked, does the LearnDash support include video, and what are the restrictions? We embed a lot of Vimeo and YouTube hosted videos now. Will the app be able to download those, or will we need to serve them from the WordPress media library? Great question, Steve. I had to confirm this one with our product team. The BuddyBoss app does work with Vimeo. The BuddyBoss app will connect to your Vimeo Pro or business account and will pull the video files directly and securely from your account to make them available for offline support. So when your students download your course for offline viewing, they'll be able to watch your videos as well. However, this does not work with YouTube. You can still display YouTube videos on your app, but they will not work offline. Tim asked if you must allow anything that's paid for on the site or app to be purchased with in-app purchases. Thanks for your question, Tim. So in-app purchases are premium content and subscriptions that you buy inside of an app after you've downloaded the app. For in-app purchases, both Apple and Google will charge you a commission of 30% on in-app purchases that users make on your app. For subscriptions, both Apple and Google will charge a commission of 30% on the first year and 15% on the years after that. It is important to note that the commission you are paying to Apple or Google does not apply to non-digital products. So if you're selling a therapy session or a t-shirt in your WooCommerce store, these products are exempt from commissions. Digital products generally have a much higher profit margin, so it makes sense that these commissions are limited to digital products. It is also important to note that if you are currently running a successful membership or online courses website, once you add your mobile app, Apple or Google are not going to subtly take 30% of your revenue. Apple and Google will only charge the commission on sales made through the mobile app via in-app purchases. So if you're investing in marketing and driving traffic to your website, that will continue to work as usual, and you will not give up any commissions on the purchases made on your website. And your existing or new customers that purchase via your website will also have access to your mobile app. Now, Apple has in their guidelines something they call a reader app. And that section says, apps may allow a user to access previously purchased content or content subscriptions, specifically magazines, newspapers, books, audio, music, and video. Reader apps may offer account creation for free tiers and account management functionality for existing customers. What this means is that if you have an online courses business and your mobile app is only used as a companion app to your website and is not encouraging anyone from the mobile app to make any purchases, then you can skip the in-app purchases and only allow purchases to be made on your website. However, Apple is pretty strict with enforcing in-app purchases, and it can sometimes be difficult to submit an app as a reader app even when you satisfy all the requirements. Now, the big question is, why would you even want to avoid in-app purchases? The benefits of using in-app purchases in most cases far outweigh the commission on those sales. Conversion rates on a mobile app are found to be 3 times higher than your mobile responsive website and 1.5 times higher than on a desktop. When you're using a mobile app, your credit card details are already stored by Apple or Google, so you can make your purchase with a double click and a quick Face ID scan. which makes purchasing products so much easier and can push your sales much higher. And imagine launching a new course or having a promo and you send out push notifications to your users to tell them about the new offer. If your app has in-app purchases, your users can tap the message and make a purchase right away in just a few taps without having to enter any credit card details. It's super easy. But if you have to send them to the website, there are more steps involved and the experience is not as fluid, which means that your conversion rate will generally be lower. The next question is about H5P. Matt asked, we, like many others, use H5P extensively for our LearnDash content. Will that work within the LearnDash content as lesson topic content, as it provides interactive content and video options? I've seen this question come up multiple times, so our product team took some time to test all the 45 H5P content types in the BuddyBoss app. Pretty much all the H5P content types work in the BuddyBoss app out of the box, except for 2 of them, one of which didn't work in mobile Safari either. So the team is still investigating these 2 content types with the hope that we can soon have full support for H5P. H5P is built in HTML5, which is not something that you can just embed into a native app. So for your H5P content, the app is adding nice placeholders into the content, which will allow you to open the H5P content type when you tap on it. The team has more ideas on how to make the experience even nicer, which is why we've added H5P support to the BuddyBoss roadmap, so we can work on enhancing the H5P experience in the app, and that is scheduled for Q1 of next year. And we've seen many of you ask about integrations. Some of you asked if we'll be adding new integrations to the BuddyBoss app, if some of your existing integrations will work, and how you can integrate new plugins with the BuddyBoss app. As we launch the new BuddyBoss app, we'll be working on adding new integrations over time that work natively with the BuddyBoss app. Many integrations that we have not listed on the website will still work out of the box. The way the BuddyBoss app works is it pulls data and sends data back to your WordPress database. The mobile app is an alternative front-end to your website member area. So for example, when you add another user as a friend, this information is stored in your WordPress database and is processed by the BuddyBoss platform plugin. What the app does is send and receive information to and from the database, and it displays and collects information to and from your users. So if the plugin you want to integrate with already integrates with the BuddyBoss platform, LearnDash, or a plugin that we support, and if the integration only works in the backend and doesn't display any information in the front end, then there's a good chance the integration will continue to work out of the box even through the BuddyBoss app. For example, a plugin like Groundhog, which works in the background to automate email marketing based on specific events within the BuddyBoss platform, will continue to work and take into account events that happen within your mobile app. Now, if you're using a plugin on your website such as WP Job Manager or the Events Calendar Pro, or any other plugin that displays full screens of content in the front end, then you have 2 options for displaying and adding these features to your mobile app. The easy way to do this is to add web fallbacks, which will load the mobile web view within the app interface. And if you're using the BuddyBoss theme, it'll strip out the header and footer and will still show the native app navigation and title bar around the web content. And if you're using a different theme, it's pretty easy to add the header and footer removal feature to other themes as well. There's just a bit of code that needs to be added so it can detect if the theme is being loaded within the BuddyBoss app, and it can strip out the header and the footer. And if you'd rather build native screens for your plugin pages, then you can create APIs for the web functionality and then create the screens for the app to use those APIs. You can have your own code repository with your own custom code that will be combined with the core BuddyBoss app repository when you generate a new build of your app through the BuddyBoss app plugin. This method requires knowledge in writing APIs and React Native code, so it will work best if you're a developer or have a team of developers that can work on your project. And some of you ask, how do we show custom features into the new BuddyBoss app? This is very similar to integrations. You can either show the custom features with web fallbacks, which will load the mobile web view within the app interface, strip out the header and footer, and will still show the native app navigation and title bar around the web content if you're using BuddyBoss theme. Or you can create APIs for the functionality you create and then add React Native screens into the app to use those APIs. All of this through your own custom code repository, similar to how you would do it for custom integrations. And some of you asked if we support other membership plugins besides the 8 membership plugins we mentioned in the video. The BuddyBoss app already supports a number of membership plugins, including MemberPress, Paid Memberships Pro, Restrict Content Pro, Memberium, WooCommerce memberships, Wishlist member, and LearnDash groups and memberships. And we'll continue to add support for more membership plugins as we get more requests from all of you. If you're using a membership plugin that is not on this list, please reach out to support and let us know about it. If we get enough requests, there's a good chance we'll be able to add support for the plugin. However, you can also consider the possibility of moving to one of the membership plugins we already support. So if you're able to switch to one of these membership plugins, you will not have to wait for us to add an integration for your existing plugin. We're also currently reaching out to ActiveMember 360 to look into the possibility of adding support for it. And some of you asked if WC vendors will be supported natively in the mobile app. We currently have no plans to natively support the WC vendors plugin into the BuddyBoss app. You can still use web fallbacks to display WC vendor screens in your app if that's necessary. Or you can build your own integration with WC vendors through custom development if that is something you really need to have natively integrated into your mobile app. And if we get enough requests for this feature, there's a possibility that we'll add an integration for it in the future. And Kulekani asked, if I have AdSense ads in my community, can they be added on the app as well? So Admob is Google's solution for earning ad revenue through your mobile apps. And we're already working on Admob support in the BuddyBoss app, and this is scheduled to be released in Q2 of next year. You can also see this on the BuddyBoss app roadmap. Some of our existing AppBoss customers asked about how they will be migrated to the new BuddyBoss app. If you're an AppBoss customer, you should have received an email from us a few weeks ago giving you a detailed plan for migrating to the new BuddyBoss app, as well as highly discounted price on the BuddyBoss app. If you haven't received the email, please reach out to your account manager and they'll make sure you have all the information you need. And some of you asked about translations and how you can translate the app into a different language, and if the app supports multilingual plugins such as TranslatePress or WPML. The BuddyBoss app is translation ready. This means that the app can be translated into any language. The app comes with language files which can be translated and uploaded through the BuddyBoss app plugin. This is different from what plugins like TranslatePress or WPML allow you to do, which is to have multiple languages in the same website with the language switcher. And Ellen asks, if I understand correctly, the app will just pretty much be the same as our website? We spent a lot of time and money to make it look a certain way and would like that to translate to the app. With this question, I realize that there's still a bit of confusion about how the BuddyBoss app functions, and that's very understandable. This is different from anything we're used to in the WordPress world, so I'll do my best to clarify how this works. The interface of your mobile app is completely disconnected from the theme you use on your website. Your mobile app interface uses a technology called React Native built by Facebook, which allows us to build cross-platform native apps with pretty much the same code base. Which means that the mobile app completely ignores what CSS code or templates you have on your website's child theme and uses its own interface. The mobile app interface is customizable using the BuddyBoss app plugin, which allows you to control colors, fonts, your navigation, and much more. Designing the user interface of a mobile app is very different from designing for the web, and our team has spent multiple years building and refining the mobile app interface we have today. This is what makes the mobile app user interface so nice to use and super fast. When you start using your native BuddyBoss powered mobile app, it's hard to go back to the website. And our team is currently working on creating a great tablet interface for the BuddyBoss app, which is scheduled to be available by Q1 of next year. And lastly, some of you asked if the development of the BuddyBoss platform and theme will slow down now that we have launched a new BuddyBoss app. The short answer to this is absolutely not. And the long answer is the BuddyBoss app is powered by the BuddyBoss platform. So if we want to add features into the BuddyBoss app, in most cases, we'll need to first add the features to the BuddyBoss Platform Pro or the BuddyBoss platform. The BuddyBoss app is not here to take away from the BuddyBoss theme. It is here to complement the BuddyBoss platform and theme with a much needed native mobile app solution. At BuddyBoss, we have a separate product team that works exclusively on the BuddyBoss platform and theme, and we have another product team that works exclusively on the BuddyBoss app. So we don't expect one project to slow down the other. And that's all for today's Q&A video. If you have more questions, please post them in the comment section below, and my team and I will make sure to answer all the questions you have. And don't miss out on the limited early bird discount. Get your BuddyBoss app now before it's gone. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.